The departure of Saint Ammonius the Hermit. On this day the, of the year 73 AM, the Holy Father Abba Ammonius departed. He was born in 294 AD in a village near Mariot. He was, as Antony was, born to a, born to a righteous and rich Christian family. He lost his parents while he was young and became under the guardianship of his uncle. He longed for the life of he longed for the life of purity, chastity, and holiness. Nevertheless, his uncle forced him to be engaged with a rich girl against his will. Since he could not disobey his uncle, he talked to his bride to be with a spiritual dialogue, and through his holy life, he was able to have a good influence over her. He made her long to the life of purity and planted in her heart the desire to consecrate herself a bride for the true bridegroom Jesus Christ. Thus, they decided to accept the marriage but decided to live as a brother and sister. They remained like this for 17 years, keeping themselves pure and chaste, after which his wife departed to the eternal bliss. The saint saw in a vision Saint Antonius calling him to put on the monastic garb. When he woke from his sleep, he rose up and went to Saint Isidore, who put on him the holy scheme. He dwelt with him for some time, after which he went to Montona, where was Saint Antonius. Saint Ammonius remained with Saint Antonius for a while and became his disciple and studied on his hands the canons of the holy monasticism. He built for himself a cell in Montuna. He fervently worshipped God there, and the devil invited him. He came to him in the form of a nun and knocked his door. When he opened and asked the devil to pray with him, the devil became like a flame of fire. Then the devil went and dwelt in a woman and moved her to entice the saint to fall in sin with her. She wore the best of her clothing and came to him as a dog and knocked at the door of his cell, saying, I am a traveling woman, and I had lost my way, and it is dark now. Please do not tell me, stay outside, lest the wild beasts kill me, and you become responsible for my blood. When he opened the door and knew the stare of the devil who sent her, he started to preach her and put the fear in heart of the tortures of hell, which awaiting the sinners, and indicated to her to delight at the bliss which awaiting the righteous. God opened her heart, and she understood what he said to her. She knelt to his feet, weeping, and asked him to accept her and assist her in saving her soul. She took off her apparel, and he put on her sackcloth of hair. He cut off her hair and called her the simple-minded of the knave. He taught her the way to the righteous, and she excelled too many prayers and fasting, and surpassed many saints for her, by her fasting and perpetual prayers. The devil tried to snare him again. This time in the form of a monk who went around in the monasteries weeping and saying, Abbamonius the hermit had married, and he kept the woman with him in his cell. He had put the monks to shame and disgraced the monastic cup. When Abba Apollo Ebelo, who was like the angels, heard of that, he took with him Abba Yusuf and Abba Nohi, and came to Montuna to the cell of Abbamonius. They knocked on the door of the cell, and when she opened to them, they released the matter. They entered and prayed together as the custom, and set to talk about the greatness of God. At the end of the day, Abbamonius told them, "Let us go to see the nave, for she was baking some bread." When they went when they went out to where she was, they saw her standing in the midst of a great fire, and her hands were stretched out towards her, even praying. They marveled exceedingly and glorified God. After they had eaten the bread, everyone went separately to sleep, and the angel of the Lord revealed the story of the knave which Saint Abraham used to Abba Apollo. and that God brought them there to be present at the time of her departure. About the third hour of the night, she became sick with fever. She knelt down and delivered up her soul at the hand of the Lord. This was this what her, this what is her, and after praying over her, he buried her. Then Ammonius told them about her features, and that for the 18 years that she stayed with him, she never raised her face to look at him, and that her food was bread and salt. After this, Saint Antonio sent him to Alnaton Valley to establish their new monasteries, and many believers followed him. He organized for them their livelihood and directed them with excellence. Soon after, this Holy Father departed in peace. May his praise be with us, and glory be to God forever. Amen.